Hey Nobles, Thamrius here with the Security Knights, coming back for the second episode of our web series on information gathering. As the Iron Knight covered in the previous episode, we went through social media and a lot of ways that you can gather information on someone through something that a lot of people use every day. In this episode, I'm going to walk through other websites and methods that you can use online. So we're going to go through search engines and maybe some websites where there may be information on you that you don't think is obviously there. So we hope you enjoy this, and let's get into it. All right, so let's get into it. So I think the best way to start would be to kind of go over the reasons why you might look for someone. Just this information, like we said, it's not necessarily anything illegal. It is public information. So let's say you are single and you're on an online dating site. This would be a good reason to be using some of the things that we use for hacking. So let's say that you're interested in someone on a dating site and they have their profile, they have all these interests, things that match you, but you want to make sure that this person is who they say they are. So with Google, there's actually a search feature that allows you to take a picture, and you can upload that picture and take a look and find information where that might have been used somewhere else. So say it's someone who is actually who they say they are, posting that picture and searching for it. You might find other sites where they've posted that picture, possibly other sites that look similar, where they also have a similar profile. But let's say it is someone who is suspicious and someone who possibly is not in the right. Sometimes it'll lead you to see that they may have different profiles with that same picture with all these different names. So that is one of the examples for searching for an individual. I think the Iron Knight went over a lot of things that we found through social media, like addresses, political affiliation, things along those lines. So even without social media, we can find things like that. So there's a website, voterrecords.com. You can basically search for anyone. I would highly recommend searching for yourself. If you've ever registered to vote, very likely you're in there. And it shows what affiliation politically you registered as. It'll also show addresses. So if you want to see what public addresses they have on file for you, you can see how far back is listed. There's a lot of different websites like that where we can find information on you or your family, as Iron Knight brought up. So like family tree sites, a lot of those are a really good way to find information on an entire family. So as we went through with social media, sometimes it's not specifically the individual that'll give you the glimpse into the information you need to move forward with an attack. Sometimes it is a spouse, parents, or someone who may not be as tech savvy as you. So a lot of things that we found through social media, we also found just through Google searches and the websites we found that way. So the way that we go about searching for someone, obviously, is in this case with Steve. We started just with his name. Then we added his current location. And with those two things in a Google search, you can find a lot. So with that, I was able to gather information on his family. So wife, daughter, and a lot more of his family unit. With that, we were able to do searches specifically on them to find more information. So, for instance, I found a picture of his daughter and his wife in a library. And then it linked back to another site where he posted that he had a wife and daughter, but it didn't disclose the information that that library site did. So you kind of can take pieces from lots of different areas and start putting them together and you really can build out a full profile on someone. A lot of other things are resumes. So a lot of people tend to use the same email address everywhere. And if you're doing that, I would highly recommend having professional, personal, and different email addresses for different things you're doing. But we were able to get an email address, and there's a website, haveibeenpwned.com. I'll have the link in the description. Basically, you can search for an email address in there and say your email address has ever been part of any data breach online. So basically, their systems were hacked and the passwords were put out online, whether it was dark web or anywhere. It'll tell you that this site and these different places are where it happened. So with that, we were able to find quite a few different sites where there was an email address that he used on a resume. And with that, we were able to get a lot of different ideas as to his hobbies and likes based on the sites that there were breaches on. So I think just being sure to limit the footprint online and to use lots of different methods for signing up for things. There are so many free email addresses at this point. So I would highly recommend, like I said, at least professional and personal, if not many, many more. So along with all these different search things, as we mentioned, we're filling out a scorecard. So we are going to go through this scorecard with Steve at the end. We're going to verify the information that we have and have him say whether we were absolutely correct or maybe we had some misinformation that was also online. That's also a thing. So we're gonna keep moving forward. We hope you enjoy this series, and we'll get back to you soon. Be sure to like, subscribe, and the Security Nights. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.